Dear audience, welcome to the webinar by Infopulse. It's high time for us to start. However, I propose, I see that some people are still joining, so I propose to wait for about 1 minute, probably, until everybody is joining and feel comfortable at the webinar. Probably it makes sense to start slowly with certain announcement related to webinar itself before we proceed to the main topic. So first of all, our company, my colleagues who are the presenters to the webinar, we all adhere to the work from home modes and all the connections are done remotely. So we might have experienced certain connection breaks. We hope it will not happen, but we cannot guarantee it. So when it happens, we are asking for your patience, and please just stay with us for a couple of seconds until the connection is back or the backup is taken care of. The format of today's webinar will be in the one-way communication. It means that the speaking part and so-called voice part will be done by the panelists only. However, we highly encourage you to use the chat box of the webinar tool, and any questions or any comments that you might have, please forward it to us directly in the chat box, and in the end of the webinar we'll have questions and answer session, and we will definitely comment and answer to all the questions. We really hope for your active participation, so please feel free to send any information that's any comment that you like. Well, I see that definitely, yeah, we have more and more people joining. I believe that we can start already now. We're happy to welcome a very international audience, and especially we're happy to see several of our customers joining. So today's webinar will be presented by the company Infopulse, and the webinar is entitled 9 Reasons Why Enterprises Should Migrate from ITSM to ServiceNow. We will start with a short introduction of our company, but definitely, first of all, with the introduction of the panelists. There are 3 speakers today. First of all, it is myself. My name is Eugene Mikhnenko. I'm the head of digital transformation at Infopulse, responsible for establishing connections and developing business with the new customers. My role will be mainly moderation at the webinar. However, the main part will be presented by my colleague Serge Kirilenko, who is the head of ServiceNow practice at Infopulse, and Dima Klimenko, who is the delivery manager at the ServiceNow team at Infopulse. The agenda for the webinar is a short introduction, as announced, a couple of words about our company, just to give you an idea why we consider ourselves to be empowered to run such a webinar related to ServiceNow. Then we will dwell a little bit on the introduction of the ServiceNow platform in general. We'll speak about its capabilities, IT products, and ITIL. Then the main part is the 9 reasons to migrate from legacy ITSM systems to ServiceNow. And these topics will be illustrated by the case studies from our experience at Infopulse, just for you to see how these recommendations work in practice. And the main part of today's webinar, of course, will be the questions and answer session that we intend to have at the end of the webinar. So let's wind it up, and let me give a couple of words about our company. Infopulse is one of the biggest IT companies in the Eastern Europe, headquartered in Kyiv in Ukraine, where we also have the majority of our professional resources. By professional resources, we mean more than 2,000 professionals nowadays. We have been for almost 30 years in business of delivering software development and IT services to the customers worldwide, but the majority of our customers are located in the regions of European Union and the North of America. However, we are also extending our business to Asia Pacific region. We work with different types of customers, literally from startups through to the representatives of the Fortune 100 companies, and that gives us the possibility to really understand the different market needs and to understand what are the demands of different volumes of different scales of business from different business domains. And important to say that our normal setup, our usual way of business, is establishing long-term relationships with the customers who, as you can see, are loyal for us for more than 5 years. like a typical customer of Infopulse. Being a headquartered and being a tax resident of Ukraine, still Infopulse is the member of the huge international IT group Tieto Every, which numbers more than 24,000 professionals globally, running business in more than 90 countries and investing in technology and services every year, more than impressive number of 100,000, more than 100 million euro. Our main business, as I said, is software development and IT services, and we can speak for hours about different business domains. However, today's topic is related to ServiceNow, and we consider ourselves experts in this area. First of all, because of our team's experience, which is at Infopulse numbers more than 7 years, and the members of the team are working with professionally working with the ServiceNow in the ServiceNow related projects for more than 10 years, each of them. As you can see, the scope of the related services ranges and covers a huge amount of services. But today we will speak about only one of them, which is related to migration from to ServiceNow from other ITSM tools. Well, I believe that the best way to represent our experience will be to give the floor to the head of the ServiceNow practice at Infopulse, and Serge will introduce, will make an introduction of the ServiceNow platform to you. Serge, you are welcome to continue.
Okay, thank you, Evgen, for the wonderful introduction. Hello, audience. Thank you for joining our webinar today. My name is Serge Kirilenko, and I'm leading ServiceNow practice at Infopulse. And today I'll provide you a short intro into ServiceNow and its history and the key facts and the platform great capabilities. Well, basically the facts that why we like working with it. So let's go on.
Serge, I hope that you have the control. Let me check it. Sorry. Oh, sorry. No, you don't. Now I am correcting that. 1 second, and you now seem to have the control over the presentation.
Let me try.
Yes.
Yeah, perfect. Okay. So in short, ServiceNow is a cloud-based application platform that helps enterprises to provide high-class customer services and basically automate operations. The suite of ServiceNow applications provides powerful toolset to automate workflows and integrate business processes. From IT operations standpoint, it focuses on transforming IT by automating and consolidating and standardizing IT processes. And as you see on this slide, the quote from Fred Luddy, the founder of ServiceNow, said that ServiceNow is a platform, a piece of technology that lets people automate workflow in a business. And there is no better experience than giving someone a piece of technology that let them do something they never thought they could do. Okay, let's move on. ServiceNow company is based in Santa Clara, California, and it ranked #1 in the Forbes Most Innovative Companies list in 2018. The company has more than 6,000 employees around the world, and its customer base is more than 10,000 customers, including 850 from the Forbes Global 2000 list. The company revenue grows year by year, and even this, let's say, not easy year with Corona implications, they expect revenue growth about 30% or more. That's quite ambitious plans, but let's see if they reach it. Okay, here's some important facts about ServiceNow as ITSM platform. For 6 years in a row, ServiceNow has been named as a leader in Gartner Magic Quadrant for IT service management tools. It's the fastest growing enterprise software company with the revenue about $1 billion. And the market share of ServiceNow in ITSM area is constantly growing. As example, 6 years ago, its market share was about 10%, and last year the platform leaped to almost 40%, and now it's way ahead from its competitors. As you can see on the slide on the chart at the top right corner. And taking into account the cost of ServiceNow products that often scare companies when they start considering ServiceNow implementation. It's important to say that independent Forrester study found that average ServiceNow customer breaks even in just 9 months. And moreover, in 3 years, average ServiceNow customer achieving a return of investment of almost 200%. Sorry. And it's really impressive evidence of effectiveness of ServiceNow implementation. So let's see what ServiceNow has in their portfolio. ServiceNow platform has 3 groups of workflows that covers 3 areas of business processes. These are IT workflows. It's our topic today. And this group of applications serves classic IT business practices from ITIL. That's IT service management, IT operation management, IT asset management, and IT business management. It also includes DevOps, security, ops, and GRC. The application provides powerful tools to manage every piece of your IT organization, as well as your projects and resources. The second group, employee workflows, provides a unified customer-style employee service across HR, IT, facilities, finance, or legal functions. The third group, customer workflows, includes customer service management and field services packages. It allows organizations to streamline and automate customer service processes and effectively work in area of field services and provide your workers on customer side a good tool set. All these capabilities can be used out of the box, or then can be adopted and fine-tuned right according to your needs. ServiceNow as a modern platform, it obviously allows you to work from any place and any modern device. It has a user-friendly web interface, both for end users and to the workers. And for end users, it provides and gives possibility to request a service or report an issue via self-service portal. From the back office or support team perspective, it has rich and intuitive web interface to work on the backlog or workbench. And of course, it has mobile application with amazing functionality. All these types of interfaces in the same way can be easily adjusted to your needs in terms of functionality or company branding. It's also important to say that ServiceNow has very rich connection and integration possibilities. It's possible to integrate with almost any application in your enterprise landscape using existing out-of-the-box functionality, or it's possible to build more complex integrations using or utilizing ServiceNow development vendors like us or other companies on the market. I provide you just a few practical examples of this sort of integrations and its benefits. You can integrate ServiceNow with your monitoring solution on-prem or cloud, and build automated process for automated data population into CMDB, for example. So your CMDB always has up-to-date and correct data. And that's a very important and difficult task often. It also helps to build automated and streamlined event management process. So IT operation teams knows everything about health status of the environment from a single console and can react properly and fast. Or you can integrate ServiceNow with SAP or other business applications from other vendors to get, for example, common HR or procurement or asset management process. Or another example is integration with communication tools like Slack or Microsoft Teams, and you can send notifications into channels there. In this way, your teams don't miss important information. Or we can set up communication channel with service desk agents via standard enterprise communication channels like, as I said, Teams or Slack or Workplace by Facebook, or it's even possible to make it with Facebook's Messenger. And furthermore, it's possible to provide ServiceNow chatbot functionality via this type of messengers. All this provides seamless experience for end users, so they can use means of standard communication they used to use in their work and life. All right. As you can see, ServiceNow has really extensive functionality that covers almost any business needs in IT, HR, or customer service, or other areas. And today on this webinar, we are talking about ServiceNow as ITSM platform. And ServiceNow provides out-of-the-box functionality of ITSM processes implementation according to ITIL best practices. It supports all the processes and functions of service operations, like event management, incident management, problem management, change management, request fulfillment, or service desk function, and so on. All these processes and functions can be adjusted and easily automated in order to reflect your organization structure or business needs, and with related KPIs, SLAs, priorities, and so on. In short, my colleague Dima will give you 9 bold reasons why ServiceNow is the right solution as ITSM tool and why you should consider using it. We also would like to say a couple of words about main topic of the day, COVID-19. And in response to Corona challenges, ServiceNow created and offers 4 community applications. These apps help companies and organizations to accelerate their response to crisis during these challenging times. The applications can plan, act, or coordinate activities and resources in critical and emergency situation like COVID-19. They, for example, help to distribute information to your staff or to collect information about health status of your employees, or provide employees a possibility to inform the company of readiness to return to work, for example. For the existing ServiceNow customers, these applications provided for free of charge, and until end of September this year, for the organizations, other organizations that don't use ServiceNow yet, ServiceNow offers a free demo to try. And if you want to know more about these applications, you can check ServiceNow website or for the details, or you can contact us, and we will be happy to consult and or help with implementation of this application for you. And now I'm giving the stage to Dima.
Thank you, Serge. And while Dima is taking over and drives to the main topic of the webinar, I would like to remind you about the chat box. And the possibility to ask any questions related to the ServiceNow topic. Okay, and now the 9 reasons to migrate from legacy ITSM systems to ServiceNow. Dima, please go ahead.
Right. Thanks very much, Eugene. Thank you, Serge. And hi, everyone. Welcome to this webinar. Thanks for joining. So let's get started with the most exciting part of that and dive deeper into the details. All right. So first reason is basically that you could consolidate your IT services and reduce costs. So the biggest draw of ServiceNow is that it's highly extensible and can be modeled into whatever your organization needs. So it comes with decent workflow engine. It's available out of the box. Service catalog, reporting engine. It also has configuration management database available. It provides huge capabilities to replace a host of IT tools and reduce process clutter through the automation and simplification. In terms of numbers, and according to Forrester interviews with ServiceNow customers, IT productivity was improved by $7.5 million. We also considered 66% reduction in time and effort to fulfill service requests. It also gives a double reduction in audit support efforts and 20% boost in IT fulfiller efficiency. As you can see from the slide, and it was previously mentioned, the payback period starts in 7 months, which sounds really reasonable. Okay. The next reason, and we're moving on, is an increase IT productivity. So with ServiceNow, you will definitely increase that because ServiceNow empowers IT with better tools for automation, workflow management, and that lets you to scale your capacities without hiring additional people. So approximately 50% of captured saves time can now be allocated towards more high value and more priority tasks. It provides 20% automated resolution rate. It also gives 75% reduction in terms of resource management, reporting generation. It also gives huge increase in terms of IT efficiency due to centralized nature of ServiceNow. So your people will stop wheelchairing between different systems. So efficiency obviously would be increased. Okay, all right. And the reason number 3 is an acceleration of incident resolution. So basically, ServiceNow seamlessly links together all the information regarding incident, automatically categorize it, and afterwards suggest the most appropriate workflow for resolution. The platform provide automatic routing of all incoming requests to the proper department in accordance with the rules or business processes you have. So well-deserved outcomes are reducing the amount of work spent on a single ticket by 60%. IT department managers can acknowledge ticket summary in a matter of seconds. Agents speed up to 50% less time on login tickets, and issue analysis improved by 30% within intuitive dashboards or other instruments ServiceNow provide. ServiceNow also accelerating incident resolution with machine learning up to 20%. Which sounds very promising. And we are moving to next one. Next reason number 4 is improve and automate customer support. So ServiceNow has some out-of-the-box, let's say, modules, patterns that help to automate that. And first is the aging workspace. That's basically an integrated command center of all service desk agents. And it is acting as a single source of truth. So every agent can log in, review key information, study the full issue context, and obtain some insights about customer or issue. And of course, your staff can get access to artificial intelligence power recommendation to serve the customer even better. Another one is a virtual agent. That's basically a 24/7 self-service chatbot that can effectively address basic requests. which helps to minimize repetitive and some easy tasks. So it improves IT teams to focus on other activities probably. And subsequently, we considering a reduced number of service tickets and faster resolution time. And another one is a brand new CSM module, customer service management. That's basically an application that enables to provide service and support towards your external customer. So it connects customer services with other teams in your organization to resolve issue quickly, proactively. You could evaluate customer satisfaction, and you could evaluate service from case to resolution. So it improves the transparency. The next reason is reason number 5 is to gain a 360-degree view into your operations. ServiceNow provides various instruments such as reports, dashboards. It has like more than 200 predefined reports, and it's basically highly customized. You could adjust the reports, you could schedule this report, you could share it with some other audience, or use out of the box predefined reports on basic indicators like incidents by application, number of result incidents, changes by type or other. It could be anything. ServiceNow also has and providing performance analytics module is a functionality that lets you to monitor various trends, and it's more advanced, let's say, tool to prioritize resources, make continuous improvements to your IT operations, arrange proper service level management, increase visibility of SLA breaches, and make appropriate adjustments. Right, and we are moving on. Sorry, that's a previous slide. Let me move next. So yes, let's just move across. And yep, reason number 6 is a streamlined change management process. So ServiceNow change management workflow let you proactively tackle all unplanned, unsuccessful changes and reduce the costs and risks associated with those. You could select and configure properly any change model like planned, standard for pre-approved activities, for BAU activities. These changes will not require any approval. You could raise emergency change in case of any critical issue which need to be fixed with probably even without the approval or should be approved retrospectively. It allows to avoid unauthorized changes, which is zero tolerance for. And you could set any approval steps or any workflow to comply with your organization need and minimize potential risks to your production environment. It also has it's very good with change templates, which will save your time. Your people will save time putting details, same details from time to time to the changes which periodically scheduled in your organization. So you could use template with predefined fields. And of course, there are many predefined reports which could help you and dashboards which could help you to track main change related KPIs like unauthorized changes, unsuccessful service with service impact or with no service impact, and many other. Moving on, and the next one is reduce mean restoration time. So the idea behind this slide is that according to Forrester interviews with ServiceNow customers, most ServiceNow clients managed to reduce high priority incident volume to 1% of the total incident and request number. So thanks to ServiceNow and better visibility, predictive analysis. Companies also avoided approximately 5 critical incidents per year that could have otherwise result at least 1 hour of costly downtime. ServiceNow platform implementation has proven to majorly accelerate service restoration time. We are moving across, and the next one is enhance asset management. So ServiceNow Asset Management obtain a single pane view of all your assets, including the financial, inventory, contractual details, and it provides your team with awesome view into every system configuration, including access rights, costs, usages like CAPEX, OPEX, type of your asset. This is turn majorly facilitates risk management and leads to a faster resolution whenever issue arise. And you gain obviously a bird eye view onto your assets. Actually, you could control inventory that purchased and used. You could reduce cost of purchasing and managing assets. You could probably reassign asset to some other person when the person is leaving the organization. You could calculate amortization. You could manage asset life cycle from planning to disposal, improve IT service end-to-end user, create standard process of managing assets. And that's a very huge and very interesting topic, but probably some of part of this topic is outside of ITSM basically, but that's something we could probably discuss on our future webinars. So yeah. And the reason number 9, last but not least, is embrace the mobile workforce. So as we previously mentioned, ServiceNow has a out-of-the-box mobile application available. It allows to stay connected and perform tasks on go when you work remotely or even when you work at the office. Basically, people are using mobile devices more often these days. So it's obviously an extension of ServiceNow solution and mobile experience. Using that, you could report an issue, you could request or raise an incident or case, you could request field service management, room booking, you could order some products, you could track your workbench and grant approval if it's needed. So that's an extension and very, very good feature. I think it would be extended in nearest future. Of course, once we define these 9 reasons, and if it sounds reasonable to you, it's very important to define next steps. Our next steps is showing how you could strengthen your ServiceNow implementation journey. So first of all, what we need is and what you guys need is document the key elements of your current ITSM solution, such as system components, processes, workflows, integration. Make a gap analysis, and we have experience and we could assist you with that. We have respective people and required experience and techniques to make this journey more comfortable for you. And the next step is to engage required stakeholders and host requirements gathering meetings to identify main challenges and insufficiencies that should be addressed. Basic configuration, required scope of process, non-functional requirements like security, governance, risk and compliance, define KPIs, functional requirements such as fields, mappings, integrations, user criteria, other, and properly document that, of course, and define success criteria of adoption. Of course, there are many other cool features besides those we just highlighted to you, but that probably outside of ITSM and could be a good topic for future webinars. Yeah, so that's basically it, and I'm giving the word back to Eugene. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dima. There was a very detailed analysis of the reasons of migration to ServiceNow. They are based on our experience and practice. And to illustrate that with the real experience, and we would like to present to you the case studies which are illustrating the success of implementation of ServiceNow in the projects for our end customers. Serge, you're welcome back, and let's give some examples of our success stories. Serge, can you hear? Can you hear us? Because
sorry, I was muted, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, please go ahead.
Great, thank you, Dima. That was indeed 9 self-spoken reasons why enterprises should consider moving to ServiceNow. And we have prepared 3 cases, 3 our success stories from our experience. And it's ITSM processes implementation and migration from legacy tools. And another case is building ServiceNow solution from scratch for our customer, and the solution includes ITSM and self-service and many automated process and integration functionality. And the third case is about building CMDB and service mapping at a really large scale, and that's also example of good asset management, good using of ServiceNow as asset management solution. So we'd like to share this experience with you. So let's take a look. As I said, the first case is ITSM platform implementation and the migration from legacy such systems. And this implementation and the project was done by ourselves for our parent company Tieto. And historically, the company had many legacy ITSM tools that we found difficult to operate, and the tools has segmental processes implementation. There was no self-service, and of course, no consolidated reporting about performance and SLAs. That's quite, I guess, quite common challenges for and familiar for large enterprises, right? So what the solution was, or how did we overcome these challenges? And together with company process office, our team had made assessment of the existing incident, problem, change and request management processes, made the gap analysis and analysis what can be improved, and then after the alignment and agreement with all the units of the organization, it was developed and implemented unified processes on ServiceNow platform. And it's important to say that crucial part of the project is in such big companies like us, it's basically analysis and of a way of working of different part of the company and gap analysis, and as a result come up with unified solution, and the solutions should be aligned with all the parties in the organization. And as a next step after the development and implementation phase, currently it's ongoing migration activities when the team enables the platform for our current customer base. Along with that, the team introduced self-service portal, so the customers, users can order services or report cases from the single portal. Also, after the implementation of common knowledge management, common knowledge base, the users can easily find answers on their questions and solutions to their issues. That's as a result reduced the number of calls to the service desk, and accordingly reduced workload on the team, on service desk team, and on technical support teams on the second and third level. And as a result, the company received one ITSM platform instead of many, that much improved collaboration between technical teams and made much faster issues resolution. And now it's minutes instead of days sometimes, and it's also accelerated change management processes. Now it takes hours instead of days or weeks that we had previously. All in all, evidently, as an outcome of the project, the company received significantly decreased total spending on ITSM platforms and their maintenance. And it's dramatically reduced manual work of service desk and technical teams, and seriously improved the way of working and overall collaboration in the company, as it gave us one single system instead of many. And that's basically that made one collaboration platform as well. And as a result, it makes our customer happier. The second case is our collaboration with IPCO company, and it's international manufacturing company with the headquarters in Sweden. And this company was formed by the investment from a large industrial group in Sweden, and they were looking for an IT vendor who could help them to establish their IT from scratch and establish IT infrastructure, processes, governance. And the customer has chosen our parent company, Tieto as main IT partner. And Tieto established IT governance and introduced SIAM model when we took spoke role for all customer IT services. And one of the main requirements from the customer was to have independent own ITSM platforms that should be integrated with other IT vendors like us and other who provides services to them. And our ServiceNow team implemented ITSM system based on ServiceNow with the self-service portal and integrated into Tieto ITSM hub. So in that way, the customer received own platform, but the platform aligned with ITSM processes and tickets flow with main IT operation vendor, and then integrated with others. Among other important benefits, the customer received self-service portal where end users can request hardware or software, and the ordering process is automated to perform the requests. And also it has a managerial approval function for the request that requires such approvals. And the portal has a workbench as a single pane view for end users where they see all their tickets or requests and track the progress accordingly, how their issues or requests solves. And the team also established automation for HR department. It's part of the HR processes. It's on onboarding and offboarding of customer external consultants and temporary resources, and that helped easily create and manage these accounts and data for this type of employees. From the business value, I can give the following examples: that self-service portal implementation resulted in faster issue resolution. It gives real-time visibility, better flexibility and efficiency. It enabled automation of service desk operation and software provisioning. The customer received streamlined ITSM processes, including asset management, license management, and user management besides classic ITSM processes. And ITHR processes automation reduced manual work and saved cost of operations. The customer received scalable solution now for further implementation, and the next step is to implement interactive dashboards and analytics. They are considering procurement automation based on ServiceNow and service management for their business now and towards their clients, basically. And the third case, it's evidence and our success example of success cooperation with one of the big four audit and consulting firms, where our team implemented CMDB automation and service mapping, provided the customer possibility to calculate TCO, total cost of ownership of applications, and overall improved CMDB data quality. That's part of ITS management processes. And as a large international enterprise, the customer has unique IT infrastructure with gazillions systems, applications, databases, servers, or other components located on different data centers and also in cloud in Azure and AWS. The essential task was the task from the customer was to calculate total cost of ownership of each and all systems and applications in their landscape among key business and technical challenges were that the existing CMDB had manually added and low quality and often out of date data, and the records were discovered only horizontally without addressing connection and dependencies between the objects. There was also difficulties to define applications owners, and each application has unique requirements in terms of access, encryption, location, etc. And InfoPulse team as a solution implemented ServiceNow service mapping and CMDB based on ServiceNow, and that helped automatically discover all applications based on the specific patterns. It enabled a dynamic map, or we built a dynamic map for all customer devices, applications, and configuration profiles that enforced change management procedure to approve the changes on CMDB data. Now it's done really quickly and almost in automated manner. That's basically an automated process of updating CMDB records. And the team built effective communication channel to contact application owners of the added CMDB added applications into CMDB, and that gives possibility to proactively fix and discovered issues. As a result, that provided possibility to calculate TCO, total cost of ownership of the applications, and that provided base for the decisions for further projects implementation, because the cost of each application or each component. That enabled continuous service improvement on CMDB records, and thanks to established change management procedure, all the data in CMDB is up to date, accurate, and structured, and has high quality level. That also facilitated troubleshooting of issues, having this effective communication channel with the application and service owners. And now with streamlined CMDB and the map of the service mapping, the customer can already implement event management that allow them to identify health issues across their infrastructure in a single management console. Okay, that was our cases we wanted to share. Hopefully you enjoyed that.
Thank you very much, Serge. Indeed, that's it. That we tried at today's webinar to run through the reasons to migrate to ServiceNow, and also we hope that the examples that Serge was talking about are quite self-speaking and illustrative. Now about the next steps. Before we proceed to the main part of our today's topic is the questions and answers. We would like just to make some notion that we, in our practice, we see the more and more growing demand for migration to ServiceNow, for adding the ServiceNow philosophy or paradigm, if I may say so, into their business processes. And still, at the same time, some customers are very challenged in a way and are cautious about going into that direction because of they mistakenly think that it costs a lot of money to start this journey, and this retains them to a certain degree from moving to that step. We just would like with this webinar to reassure you in that, and honestly to encourage you to consider taking benefits and advantages of the ServiceNow platform. And the best way to start it is to have an understanding whether your company, whether your business processes, your infrastructure are ready to go into a ServiceNow journey. From our company, we would be very happy to help you on that, and we have a proposal which encompasses, first of all, the audit of your current situation, infrastructure, business processes in your company, then an analysis of your readiness to migrate to the ServiceNow, and then preparing a roadmap for you in which there will be clearly indicated the steps that you need to take on in your ServiceNow journey. And to make it even more fearless, so to say, or customer friendly, we start our offer with a completely free of charge consultancy, which lasts according to our practice from 1 to 2 hours online. We will it is a dialogue with you so that we identify how close you are to start considering the migration to ServiceNow. We welcome you to use this opportunity. Just contact us if you have any thoughts or doubts about it, if you're ready to this challenge, and we'll be happy to give you a helping hand and to drive you through this process. This is what we intended to let you know, to tell at this webinar. And now let me switch to the chat box, and let's see whether we have any questions here. Just one second. I'm trying to get my tool. Yeah, now I'm back with the chat box. So right, a couple of questions we have here. So the first one. Is there any ServiceNow functionality that allows to limit or split data visibility for users from different departments or countries? Serge, could you please help us out with that, or Dima?
Yeah, I could try answer. Thanks, Eugene. That's a very good question, by the way. So yeah, definitely, ServiceNow has its capability out of the box available. It's called domain separation. So it's a kind of logical splitting, logical separation of data based on criteria. It can be from customer to customer or by legal entity of your organization, some department. So people from different departments will not see the data or any sensitive information of the other organization, which belong to other organization. Or there is also another capability that can be implemented as a more simple way, is a user criteria. For example, it can adjust the visibility of service catalog items available for ordering, so people from different locations will see different number of catalog items. So it also enables to separate it. So yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Dima. So we have 2 more questions as for now. The second one is it possible to build custom modules to avoid licensing? Now I need to, just 1 second. To avoid licensing or other costs. So is it possible to build custom modules?
Yeah, yeah. I would also try to answer. Yes, that is possible, and we basically have such experience as discovery module one of mentioned in our presentation to identify configuration items in your infrastructure. It's not free of charge in ServiceNow. It has it triggers licensing costs, let's say, but we have experience of building custom discovery using API, which cost only development efforts and time spent for development, but the discovery functionality will be free of charge. And also we have experience with custom build roles which allow to, in our example that was approving from the portal, which require roles, but we did the custom functionality which allowed user to approve tickets without the role which trigger licensing costs, let's say. So yes, thank you.
Okay, one more question we have on top. Yeah, happy to see the question from our customers. How about localization for virtual agents? Having them respond in other languages than English? A very good question. Dima, again to you.
Yes, so we can limit the incoming messages, and based on the user who actually entered this message, it can be properly routed to the proper team. And ServiceNow has multi-languaging capability, so we could everything can be translated basically, and we could perform that, if I understood the question correct way.
In any case, we know who is the author of this question, and we'll be glad to tell more about that in detail at a separate call or right after the webinar. Thank you very much for this question. And the last one that we have in the list: are there any specific solutions for telecom? I assume with regard to ServiceNow, right?
That's a very good question, actually. So I would say out of the box, not, but ServiceNow is very flexible. As we mentioned, it has lots of functionality available out of the box, such as workflow engine, tables like CMDB, which can be used for telecom, and some companies build product based on ServiceNow. And we also have such POC, by the way. You could address us and ask for that, so we could perform it to you. It's basically allow end user, like telecom admin to work with to improve invoice processing, cost allocation, purchase ordering, and others. So it provides like some strategic insights on your telecom world, providing you with some proper suggestions how to save money, basically, and that's something we could natively build on ServiceNow custom way. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for the answers, Dima, and many thanks to our attendees who were active in asking questions. We see that that's definitely a topic of interest. For those who haven't answered the question or would like to discuss something in more detail, we are always open for communication. Please contact us directly, and we will be happy to let you know about the options and that Infopulse proposes in terms of starting your ServiceNow journey. As for today, we're very perfect in timing, so we wish you to have a nice evening, the successful end of the week, stay healthy, and hope you will join all our further webinars. Take care and talk to you later, hopefully.
Thank you very much, guys.
yeah, maybe I forgot to say that the recording of the webinar will definitely be sent to all the attendees, and you will have the possibility to get to it once again if something needs additional attention. Thank you very much. Take care and goodbye.